Good.
Looking forward to a trip to Hartlepool tomorrow.
We're travelling today. We're travelling today. So look forward to that. So we'll get there later on this evening. So we're training a little bit later today. Travel up and then stay overnight.
Well, this is it's just your big first away trip. Give you something else to think about. Another new learning curve.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it because they're on the same points as us, aren't they? So opportunity for us to put in another performance because even the last 4 performances I've been relatively pleased with most of them, or with all of them really, in elements of it, because you're learning all the time about the group, you're learning about the players, which has been really pleasing. So relevant to the last 2 results, I was pleased with the Morecambe performance to a degree with the Swindon performance, but over even the last 2 games we've had 36 shots at goal. And we haven't won the games, but as I keep talking about processes a lot, we're getting those opportunities, so we are doing something right to get into those areas of the pitch.
And I know it is a cliche, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're out of the cup now, the FA Cup that is. You can concentrate on the league. I mean, you're going to be learning stuff from defeats, aren't you, as well as victories?
Yeah, and I'm learning about myself, which is the first thing. Learning on about dealing with different situations. Learning about the players. I'm the biggest thing I probably learned off Mick was about trying to be consistent all the time in kind of like my approach. So kind of ensured that I've tried to do that. So it's been a great experience the last 4 games because I've been able to take different things off different situations.
And you mentioned Hartlepool, a team in and around you, and a win against them. I mean, tomorrow night at least, it's going to put you in the playoffs, doesn't it? Which makes a statement, I suppose.
Yeah, it does. But I'm like I said to the other guys, I just really want to focus on what we do on the pitch. If I focus on our process and our performance, then hopefully the results will come off the back of it, Carl.
And you've had plenty of time to assess this squad now. You've played against some teams at other levels, and obviously you've got the experience at Cardiff where you know the quality at a higher level. And what are your thoughts about what you've got to work with?
I'm really, really pleased what I got to work with at the moment with the strength and depth I got in the squad. As a manager, I think I can see that I'm seeing things that for my own eyes, which is important. I said to everybody they get a clean slate when I came into the football club, and I've given that opportunity to people. So I've been in the position since the 21st of October. Is it 20th or 21st? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, but it feels a bit longer, and that's probably got more wrinkles. And I can't say I got grey. I'm probably getting a greyer beard, but there you go. But I'm learning a lot about the squad still, and I will always continuously. And again, I'll learn about myself and my staff as well, which is really important.
I'm just going to ask about the other night. What did you learn from that game against Swindon?
I learned that I've got a big squad. I learned that players I'll give opportunities to. Some of them take them, some of them might not, and that's down to them really to go and do what they can do. I'll give them the opportunities. I'll give them opportunities to develop with me on the training pitch and my staff. I've given them opportunity to play. And what I wanted them to do was give me a headache for selection, which that's always the case because I won't just judge it off games. I'll judge it off training as well. So I've learned that still we had 20 shots at goal against Swindon. They had some good chances as well, by the way. I thought a draw would have been a fair reflection on the game, in my opinion. Maybe that's biased, but if you look at the amount of shots that we had and what we created, I felt as though a draw would have been a good reflection.
You never like to lose, but it's not the end of the world to go like that competition, is it?
No, I want to stay in it because I didn't do press after the game, and one of the things I wanted to say about that as well, because I see it as an important competition because it's an opportunity to develop players within it as well. So we look at the FA Cup last week. We could name 9 subs and play 5. And it's not a criticism; it's a suggestion. I don't why can't we have 7 subs, which I get, but why can't we play 5 in the Papa John's Cup, which would make more sense to me, really, especially when the amount of games that we got in League Two, but also an opportunity to play our younger players as well. I think it would be something moving forward. I think that would be a really good idea from the league.
Yeah, so you haven't really got that outlet to play the fringe players now.
No, but we got training, so they got to do their work in training. So every day is a work day, so they've got to come in and treat every game every day like they've got to try and impress every day. They've got to do that. And I keep saying to them, they got the best job in the world. They're footballers. I'm a football manager. I got the best job in the world, for me anyway. So coming to work and giving your all and giving your maximum effort should be a given.
You sound like you feel like you've maybe got too big a squad at the moment. Is that the case?
I've got a larger than expected squad, but as you know, as we all know, that injuries and illnesses will kick in at some point. So we'll have to rely on everybody, and it's quite fortunate at the moment that we have got that size of a squad.
How are you looking for injuries and illnesses ahead of tomorrow?
We're okay at the minute. Touch and go on 1 or 2 things, but yeah, we should be okay.
Just on Hartlepool, they obviously came up through the playoffs. They look like they've adapted very well, got used to the league very quickly.
Yeah, we've watched them quite a bit over this week with a system that they playing 3-5-2 at the minute. Quite progressive in how they try to play, how they try and play through the pitch. Obviously, Anthony's in charge there at the minute while they're looking for a new manager, if I'm right. So we've got to try and focus on us and what we do and try and work on our principles that we've been working on over the last 3 weeks.
What about Friday night games? Do you like them?
I don't mind. I do as I'm told, and when the fixture is, I just kind of get on with it and try and plan my plan with my staff and my players to be as best we possibly can for the game.
Yeah, it's very early in the season. It does give you a chance to maybe put some pressure on other sides around you.
Yeah, like I say, and I don't want to come across as one of these cliche managers. I really don't, and apologies if I do. But the focus is purely on us, and that's all I'll look at. And we've got to keep developing our team.
Just finally for me, you mentioned the long away trip. You had one last week, another one today. How do you keep the players entertained, fit? How do you keep everyone in good shape?
First of all, we ensure our training program meets the needs of the players, so we ensure that we periodise everything how we should on the training pitch, which is really important. Then from all different aspects, from a sports science point of view, from a medical point of view, we prepare the players as best we possibly can within the resources we got. And then it's kind of from a coaching perspective, work will be done on the grass today, but also it'll be done in the meeting room with regards to analysis and tactical meetings on what we need to do to try and be successful in tomorrow's game.
Great, brilliant. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. Good to see you.
Hey, James, it's Alex here. We haven't had the pleasure since your appointment. How are you?
Alex, good to meet you. You're right.
You're all right. Yeah. Just one question from me. You've talked about obviously the squad that you've got, and everyone's had a clean slate or that lot. I just wondered, obviously January is going to come around very quickly now. Have you started any planning for that at all, or not?
Naturally, in my head, I'll be thinking about. I'll always have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. So whether it's you just don't know what happens with regards to injuries, other clubs possibly coming in for our players, players moving on because of for surplus reasons. So from day dot, really, you kind of have to be prepared for everything. So when I first came in, I think for myself now that this next week or two, it's an opportunity for myself to sit down with the sporting director and the chairman and my assistant manager to try and look at what we might need to do in case X happens or Y happens. So I'll be prepared for that, and the football club will be prepared for that as best we possibly can.
Great, thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Alex.
Hiya, James.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. Hartlepool obviously went down on that last day in 2017, I think, at the expense of Newport staying up in the Great Escape. You being a Newport fan and a Newport boy, where were you that day, and do you have memories of that game?
We were playing Huddersfield away at Cardiff. I was saying this to Mark O'Brien the other day. We were playing. I can't remember if we had. I can't remember if it was it a later kickoff for Newport on that day, or was it an early kickoff?
I think it was half five.
Yeah, we were early. I remember we were a lunchtime kickoff, I think, because we played Huddersfield away. I remember it was Neil Warnock's first season, and then we got promoted the following year. So yeah, I remember that day.
Hartlepool obviously just lost their manager to Stockport. How difficult does that make for in terms of no one?
Luke, it's a bit stuttery. My screen is. I think. Did you just say about them having a new manager and what else is it?
How is it going to affect your preparation in terms of preparing for them?
Yeah, it's hard because we've seen the last 3 or 4 games. Obviously, he's been in charge of the last 2, and one was the Papa John's, and then obviously the FA Cup against Wycombe. So I always watch the opposition. My staff always watch the opposition. We have to. That's our job. That's our due diligence. But I then look at it and go, well, what do we need to do to perform the best we possibly can? So we'll do that again today within the meeting room and on the pitch.
You talk about clean slates. Paul Gamon, fans' favourite, I think he scored twice last night in the Papa John's Trophy on loan extra for the season. Could we see him make a return in January?
I haven't given it a great deal of thought at the minute on that one. I know that he's on a season-long loan at the minute, so I've got 7 strikers, I think, if I include the development lads. So I've got a lot of players that I've got. So kind of, I'll give that a bit more thought in the next couple of weeks.
Ollie Cooper, stat for you, he had 2.9 tackles per game. That's the second highest for Newport, and obviously he has 5 assists in the league, which makes him 6th overall in terms of assists in the league. Could you describe him as a deep line playmaker? Use a Football Manager term on you.
Who was that? Sorry,
Ollie Cooper.
Oh, you want about Ollie Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Coops obviously played him in one of the advanced roles with when Robbie sits and holds, and then I've obviously got the kind of 3-10s, if you like, which we played with Jake Kane, Finnazaz and Coops. What Coops is, I don't like pigeonholing players as number 4s, number 10s, deep line midfield players, because I kind of want all my midfield players to be able to do everything. And I remember Birmingham using Jude Bellingham as the example, where they said to Jude, be a number 22. So be a 4, be an 8, be a 10. You combine that together, it's number 22. So I think I say that to any developing player, is that try and be it all. I say the same to Sam Bowen at Cardiff when we do his IDPs, that be a 22. So you want Coops, I want Jake, I want Finn, to a degree, all the other midfield players that we got to be able to do it all, because then it makes it easier for a manager to be able to do all those things. But on Coops has been terrific since I've come in, and I've known him since he was a kid anyway, because of his dad. But alongside the other two long lads we've got who are playing, and Timmy, you'd expect them, where they come from, to have good pedigree in how they are and how they conduct themselves, and you can see that. And yeah, they're great. They're great young lads as well.
That's all from me. Good luck tomorrow night.
I couldn't resist the temptation, James, to ask
Go on,
ask
last
a question
from you, Chris.
All right. Well, it's been such a journey for you to get to this point. You've only been in the place 3 weeks. Do you feel like a manager yet, or is it still an element of surrealism to it?
Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I try not to think about it. Even when the lads call me gaffer, sometimes I'm thinking, I'm used to Neil Warnock being called gaffer. I'm used to Mick McCarthy being called gaffer, and Neil Harris and Trolls and Slady. So I just see myself as a normal person doing my job every day and leading a group of people and a group of staff, and that's my job. I look at my job, and I suppose any manager should look at their job, is that, how do I make my players better every day, and also my staff better every day, because that's what people have done for me. So that's where I take great pride in, is trying to develop people and help people. And if I do that, then hopefully they buy into what I'm doing, which I'm sure they are, and we can move forward. But I've loved every minute of it. I've loved every minute of it, and touch wood, long may that continue.
I hope you're loving it tomorrow night. Best of luck, mate.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody.